Everybody, it's Jen here doing my first challenge for the Victoria Marie Challenge team. I'm going to start out by showing you this picture that I took, and this is my inspiration in my challenge for you guys. My challenge is I want you to find inspiration in everyday life, so signs. I took a picture of something I found literally on the street. I took a photo of some towels that I saw at a local home store, and you'll see all that in my post. And I want you to use that in some way to make a layout. Now, you can use the three that I'm going to provide, or you can use something that you find. That is entirely up to you because it's a weekend challenge. I'm not expecting you to go search out something, so you can use mine if you want to, or just whatever works best for you. But I saw the sign at Starbucks, I think back in early May, and it was right after Victoria did her search for her challenge team, and it immediately got me thinking that would be a really cool layout. So I'll stop talking about that and just show you, this is how I sort my scraps. So I thought I would just turn the camera and show you. That's a cropper hopper with hanging files, all sorted by color. So I just wanted to show you that. So back to the layout. So on that photo, right now with it being summer, and for May there was the Frappuccino happy hour. I know they do that in Canada. I don't know if they do that in the States. I'm guessing they do. And so they have these really cool signs. They have that bright blue and then all the multicolor. So what I did is I found this cut file at the Silhouette shop, and I'll put a link to it. And I thought it would be really cool to back it with all different colors. And I just used my scraps for almost this whole layout. And I'm not going to make you sit and watch me back this. It probably took me an hour. So I will say this was a little bit labor intensive. It's more labor intensive than my typical layouts, but I am so pleased with how it ended up looking, like this particular part of the layout especially, that it was worth it to me. So I actually came down here in the morning one time with my coffee. I just worked away at it, and I'm just showing you little snippets of my work because it would be really boring, I think, to watch me do the whole thing. But here you can see I'm getting close to the end. I don't have to be anywhere as careful with cutting the pieces out. At first though, what I was doing was tracing them really lightly with a pencil. And here you can just see I'm just ripping off any extra little skinny bits and just throwing this back in my cropper hopper. So I just thought you might kind of like to see that. So here it is all done. I think it looks really cool. And then I've just pulled out some more scraps in green and yellow, which were the colors I thought would look the best with this cardstock background. And I picked that blue because, again, that's what was in the sign. It's really atypical for me to pick a cardstock background that is this type of color. I go with white most of the time, vanilla maybe, craft sometimes, used to do it quite a bit more, or I'll go with pattern paper, but I really wanted to use this inspiration. So this feels dark for me, and I struggled just a little bit. But what I did when I struggle is what I typically do. I went straight to what I consider my glitter girl training. I used the strip down the side with my photos, and then I did a visual triangle with my embellishments, and made it really simple because that die cut piece is complicated. It's got a lot going on. I think it really draws your eye. And so I thought having really simple clusters of embellishments around my photo helped bring your eye to the photo, and then it just was simple. So that Project Life card I'm using I think it's the Amy Tangerine +1 collection. I got it in an Amy Tangerine grab bag from National Scrapbook Day, and it was just a perfect color, and it pointed to my photo. I happened to remember it, and it was actually right in the front of the clear case that I keep my Project Life cards, so I just happened to look over and was like, oh, that card right there, it's perfect. And now what I'm doing is I'm going to go through 3 of super old die cut packs because I'm trying to start working with my stash a bit. And since all my pattern paper was stash, I thought it made sense to use stash for my embellishments as well. So this, if I remember correctly, is a Chic Tags set, and they're all like tabbed style. So you fold them over, and I could have cut off the other half, but I haven't used these and they've been sitting, so I didn't mind just folding it over and sticking it on. And now that I'm looking at my layout, I stapled the top right, sorry, and I didn't staple on the other two clusters, so I'm probably going to go back and just stick a staple in, because it will bug me and nobody else will notice, but I will notice, so, you know. So this die cut set is really old basic gray. I think it's knee-highs and bow ties or something like that. I don't have it in front of me, but I did have a look at it. And I'm just fiddling around with maybe putting some stuff on that die cut, or the cut file, but it's too busy and it draws your eye, I think, immediately away from my photos, which is not what I wanted. They aren't the greatest of photos. It wasn't a great day. It was quite a dark day, and I tried to work on editing these photos a bit and it just wasn't working. So the photos aren't the best, but to me that's still the story. And the story is my two boys with their cousin, who is standing in between my two boys, and he is right in between my two boys in age. My youngest is July, their cousin is June, and then my oldest is August, and they're all boom, 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 all 1 year apart. So it's really awesome, and just basically telling the story of how it's really great that they get along so well, and every time we see them and get to spend time together, they really love it. So I really want to capture that story. And I think because the photos are a bit dark, but because the boys are all wearing different colors and bright colors, I thought it worked quite well with my cut file and all the colors on the left side there. So here's one last die cut pack. This is, I want to say, Simple Stories. I hope I'm right. Oh, and that was me having a little fit because I tried to pull the backing off and it ripped the adhesive right off and it was super annoying. Oh, and I'm annoyed again. I don't know why. Oh, that one, I know why. That one, it came off just fine, and I thought for sure it wasn't going to work because it was a little push pin. But anyways, sorry. That was me having a little fit with my hands. So, as you can see, I am almost done, and this is very, very simple. There's 3 little embellishments. I didn't even do enamel dots because I thought, you know what, this is enough. All that effort for that left side of the page, I really didn't feel like it needed a whole bunch more. I'm going to put my journaling on, and the last thing I'm going to do is put a little splattering of mist on that blue. I started out with the Heidi Swapp Color Shine in Tinsel, which is the silver, and I thought I would try that because my thickers that I'm using have a really fine silver line, but you can't see it. I think on white cardstock it would have been fine, but on this blue you can't see it. So I sprinkled it all around just so that it was even, but then I pulled out my Studio Calico white and just added the faintest little bit, for me, I think, to help me lighten up that blue just a little bit. And I like how it turned out, and I'm going to give you a couple of close-ups here, and then I have some still photos for you as well. I hope you enjoy this challenge, and I hope that you will give it a try to find something in your real life that inspires you. Talk to you soon. Bye!